Coming up on the Rockbridge Report, we'll tell you about the construction in downtown Lexington.
We'll also show you some self-portraits that 3-year-olds sold to the community.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Rockbridge Report. I'm Megan Shaw.
And I'm Alex Maragos. The Nelson Street Bridge closed on Tuesday and won't reopen until the end of the year. Our reporter Betsy Cribb has the story.
Cars drove across the East Nelson Street Bridge for the last time on Tuesday morning. At the same time, construction company Fairfield Eccles began preparations for demolition. Orange barrels were placed on East Nelson Street from the Kroger to divert traffic away from the bridge. Fences, barricades, and signs were also put up on both ends of the bridge on Nelson, which is also Highway 60. John Smith of Lexington Public Works said that the bridge closing caused some confusion for drivers.
A lot of U-turns at Davison Street where people are coming down and not realizing that the bridge is not there, and they'll U-turn and go right back out to 60.
Smith said the confusion is worth it. The current bridge is 74 years old. The new bridge will be more pedestrian friendly.
8 lights will be reinstalled on the bridge, so there'll be more lighting. There'll be a sidewalk on each side.
Lexington resident Tobias Philbin said he knows Nelson Street needs a new bridge.
It's falling apart. We've got to fix it.
Until Tuesday, Philbin drove over the Nelson Street Bridge every day to take his son to school. He isn't upset about his new route.
Basically, there's very little time difference between crossing this bridge and taking the alternative route either way. And it's maybe a minute or two faster or slower, one way or another, depending upon the lights and the other problems.
Construction on the new bridge is expected to last until mid-December. In the meantime, drivers and pedestrians will just have to find another way. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Betsy Cribb.
Senate districts in Virginia is now off the table. It was created by Republican state senators when one of their Democratic colleagues was off attending President Obama's inauguration. That move outraged local state Senator Cree Deeds, as well as many other Virginia Democrats. The plan was put to rest last night by the House Speaker, Republican Bill Howell. Howell said the Senate proposal, an amendment, was too different from the original House bill. That original bill made minor changes to the Commonwealth's voting districts. Governor McDonnell agreed with the decision. He says it's time for the General Assembly to focus on other issues.
And they will. On Tuesday, local delegate Ben Klein's bill passed in the House. The bill makes texting while driving a primary driving offense in the Commonwealth of Virginia. A first offense carries a maximum fine of $250. Subsequent offenses can get as high as $500. Reckless driving while texting also results in a minimum fine of $500. Klein showed support on his website by saying, quote, "Texting while driving has become a serious problem on our roads, and it should be treated in Virginia as a serious traffic offense."
This summer, the U.S. Postal Service will stop Saturday mail delivery. The agency will still deliver packages 6 days a week. Package delivery is up nearly 14% since 2010, but fewer people are mailing letters. The struggling organization expects the cutback to save about $2 billion annually. Market research reported that nearly 7 in 10 Americans support a 5-day delivery plan. Post offices that are open on Saturdays, like Lexington and Glasgow, will remain open under the plan. For the first time during Obama's presidency, the deficit will fall below $1 trillion. On Tuesday, the Congressional Budget Office projected this year's deficit to be around $850 billion. But the economy will slowly grow thanks to January tax increases and proposed spending cuts. President Obama has asked Congress to come up with a short-term plan.
Then I believe that they should at least pass a smaller package of spending cuts and tax reforms that would delay the economically damaging effects of the sequester for a few more months until Congress finds a way.
Learn why Buena Vista's golf course is trying to raise several $1,000s in the coming months. Next on the Rockbridge Report.
Let's turn over this log. Yeah. Whoa! I like the big black ones. I like the brown wiggly ones.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Get out and explore nature. There's surprises everywhere.
go to discovertheforest.org.
Anyone up for dessert?
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
"7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks, more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
Lieutenant Governor Bill Bolling told reporters he is planning a big announcement next month. Bolling abandoned his quest for the Republican governor's race last fall. His rival was Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli. Conservatives loyal to Cuccinelli took a majority of seats on the state's Republican Central Committee. The Republicans chose a closed convention instead of an open primary. Bolling has left the possibility of an independent run for governor open, but until March 14th, his announcement will remain a mystery.
Boy Scouts of America has decided to wait until May to make changes to its membership policy. Last week, the organization said it was considering allowing gay members and troop leaders. One proposed plan would allow local troops to make decisions about their own membership. The Boy Scout National Board said it needed more time before coming to a decision. The announcement to delay voting disappointed activists like Zach Walls. Walls told the Rockbridge Report that, quote, "This is an abdication of responsibility by postponing this decision. The BSA has caved to those who argue that their ideas about being gay trump basic Scouting values of kindness, courtesy, and bravery. Scouting was built on a foundation of respect and dignity. Today, the BSA cracked that foundation," unquote.
Last weekend, local artists and musicians donated their talents to the Woods Creek Montessori Arts Auction. Reporter Chelsea Gilman was on hand for the festivities.
Music was in the air at Robert E. Lee Memorial Church. The occasion was biannual Arts for Kids' Sake auction. The auction benefits the Wood Creek Montessori School, and the kids were a big help. This year, the children did their self-portraits, and they learned something about similarities and differences, according to Crittenden.
For the children to learn something about painting and art, as well as about individual people and how we all look different, and yet we have similar features as well.
Children had no problem adding their own details and flair to their portrait. 2 bows, what color?
And I had a green, and I only had a tan bow.
The school had hoped to raise about $7,500, and it exceeded that amount.
Every bit of it is donated, from the food, from the local restaurants, to the art, to the silent art auction services that we have.
Tuition at Woods Creek Montessori ranges from about $200 to $800, depending on age. 58 students are currently enrolled, but they still struggle with the resources. Tuition only covers a part of what they do.
The art auction simply supplements everything from tuition assistance to playground improvements to doing supplementary works and activities in the classroom.
Arts Fair makes sure the children can continue their favorite activities. Your favorite thing to do?
Color.
Color.
Paint. Paint.
For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Chelsea Gilman.
The auction raised more than $9,000.
Rockbridge County High School has one lone resource officer. Steve Bergdorf is responsible for all the security of all 7 schools. He says he struggles to be everywhere at once. Our Senator Cray Deeds proposed a bill to place one resource officer at every elementary school in the state. Under that plan, Rockbridge County would have a total of 4 officers, but that bill was killed last week. Currently, Lexington and Buena Vista elementary schools do not have any resource officers.
There may be plans to build a pavilion at Vista Links Golf Course in Buena Vista. The Ladies Golf Association say it's necessary for tournaments. It would also be used to host events and shelter golfers during inclement weather. The group recently pitched the idea to City Council, and council members seem to like the idea.
I think it's a very
the pavilion
good
would take the place of a
effort,
tent.
I think it's worth the city investing, putting that money back into that initiative.
The pavilion would take the place of a tent that was destroyed in a snowstorm 3 years ago. An insurance company paid the city $14,000 for the damages. That money, along with $10,000 in donations, would pay for the construction. But the golf course has already caused a lot of financial problems. Buena Vista has to pay over $600,000 each year for the next 35 years to cover the resulting debt. Scudder says the cost of the new pavilion is a drop in the bucket compared to that.
The debt is so much more than that amount of money that it's, not really commensurate with, what that debt payment is.
Plans have yet to be finalized, but Scudder says the council is likely to approve the proposal.
Rockbridge County does not have its own emergency service vehicles, so it leases them from towns like Goshen and Carrs Creek. Lexington Fire and Rescue Department is renewing its contract with the county this week. The agreement will give the department financial support in exchange for continued service to areas outside of city limits.
The Lexington Community Pool has been closed since yesterday morning. Its dome cover collapsed on Tuesday night. The pool faced a power outage and its generator failed to kick in. After running tests, it will reopen in time for Aquasize at 6:30 tonight.
Coming up, find out why you should head over to Rockbridge Regional Library today or tomorrow.
The magical thing about using energy wisely is that anyone can do it. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off computers and game systems when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Grab a grown-up and go online to energy.gov/kids.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who take action are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making Home Affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family.
Ooh.
So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Every book is an adventure waiting to come to life. Visit new worlds. Encounter new friends. And discover the power of reading. Go to read.gov to read A Princess of Mars, the first novel to feature John Carter. A new world awaits. Read.
Just when you thought it was over, the Lance Armstrong saga continues. Last year, federal prosecutors dropped their doping case against Armstrong. But now it seems federal investigators want one more lap. A spokesperson for the Federal Drug Administration said the case is still an ongoing matter. Last month, Armstrong publicly admitted to years of steroid use and blood doping. ABC News reported Tuesday that agents are looking into the charges of obstruction, intimidation, and witness tampering.
Hundreds of the country's best college football recruits picked their schools yesterday. Many local teams might feature some new faces next season. National Signing Day was kind to Virginia Tech. Their 18-member class was small, but is packed with talent. The Hokies are going to need all the help they can get after they posted their worst record in 20 years. Standing out among the class is a 6'5", 230-pound quarterback who hails from Virginia Beach. UVA also had a big day with head coach Mike London praising a class that was ranked third in the ACC this year. The Cavaliers signed 21 new players, including 2 surprises for the offensive line. Most notable was 5-star running back Taquan Mizell of Virginia Beach. Both schools' classes have several in-state players, 12 at Virginia Tech and 10 at the University of Virginia. Now in girls' women's basketball, this week saw a few wins for local teams. Washington and Lee held on against Emory and Henry for a 55-52 victory. Southern Virginia University beat Apprentice by double digits in a 52-38 win. Perry McClure thrashed the Highland Rams by 65 points, and Rockbridge High pulled off a 5-point victory against the William Byrd Terriers. Wednesday night featured 3 men's games. W&L scored a record 15 three-pointers in their 30-point win over Emory and Henry, 74-44. VMI soared past Longwood 93-60, while Southern Virginia lost at West Virginia Tech 74-87. Just like its women's team, Perry McClure won a nail-biter against the Highland Rams 64-26. Rockbridge lost to William Byrd, but has a chance to revenge that loss tonight. And tomorrow, the W&L women's swimming team will travel to North Carolina to compete in the ODAC Championship. We'll see if they have good weather going down there. What does it look like for this weekend?
Well, today has been mostly cloudy with a high of 40, but there's a 70% chance of a wintry mix tonight, and a winter weather warning is in effect until 9 a.m. tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, we'll see a high of 49, but temperatures will dip as low as 27 at night. Be sure to have an umbrella as there's a 40% chance of rain. Saturday should be very sunny with a high of 46, but temperatures will drop to 24 at night. It will be mostly sunny on Sunday, and Monday might be wet with a 50% chance of rain, but temperatures will get as high as 53. Americans shopped the winter clearance racks in January as sales were strong for national retailers, according to the International Council of Shopping Centers. Revenue rose 5% for stores that have been opened for at least a year. This is the highest increase since August. Sales for local businesses were up and down. The Bookery said sales were the slowest they've seen since the early 90s. Tractor Supply reported sales a little higher than usual. Pumpkin Seed said business was slow, though most Januaries are. Spending is expected to slow down this spring as deals dry up and gas prices rise. Retailers may have a hard time luring in shoppers.
One Eastern Virginia resident has to be the luckiest man in the state. His winning Powerball ticket is the second largest jackpot ever sold in Virginia. The jackpot? $217 million. Wednesday's drawing matched all 5 numbers and the Powerball to win the ticket. The largest winner to date was a Winchester resident who won $239 million back in 2004.
Today, shoppers flooded the Rockbridge Regional Library for its bi-monthly book sale. Books range in price from about 50 cents to $2. The last book sale raised close to $1,600. All proceeds go to the library's collection. The sale is open until 8 tonight, and tomorrow it will open at 9 a.m. and close at 3:30. During the last hour of the sale, shoppers will be able to fill an entire bag with books for $2.
That's all the time we have this afternoon. You can always visit us on the web at www.rockbridgereport.washingtonandlee.net.
We'll be back next week to tell you about President Obama's State of the Union address, just in time for Valentine's Day. Have a good evening.